Welcome back to my channel. I have a great video for you today, especially for you manifesting generators, because manifesting generators have great assets. They have wonderful strengths and skills, but they also have pitfalls that they can fall into. So today we're going to explore 5 speed pitfalls that manifesting generators can fall into and what they can do instead. Okay, let's get started. Many people envy manifesting generators. They think they've got the best of both worlds. They have all of the energy of a generator. They have the manifesting power of a manifestor. And who wouldn't want all of that, right? Yes, and because all of that energy, all of that speed, all of that ability to create and to manifest and to activate can actually be a lot to handle. And if you haven't learned how to handle it, if you haven't seen what the pitfalls are, then you can really have a lot of challenges. So I wanted to go over these because as I do readings, I hear about these challenges from people, and I think that it's worth it to check it out. And, whether you're a manifesting generator yourself or you know or love one, chances are you know and love one if you aren't one, because they're everywhere. It's like 30% of the population, so there's a lot of people. And this can help you to understand them better, and also so that you can kind of shift your perspective on manifesting generators, whatever your particular type is. I want to start out by reading a comment to you from a manifesting generator on my channel who was looking at the 5 keynotes for manifesting generators video. So this is what I'm pretty sure it was he said. He said, "Thank you for this great video. I find it very accurate and easy to follow. I'm a 3/5 manifesting generator, and I wish I had $1 for every time someone told me, 'You're so fast.' I have the 3420 and the 3536. So this person has got 2 motors to the throat on each side. Okay, so it's super fast. The downside is I've become the workhorse at every job I've had. Work gets taken from the slower people and gets given to me because I get the job done faster and more efficient for the same amount of money. So I get frustrated and quit. Beware, manifesting generators, that this does not happen to you." Okay, so pitfall number 1 is to pay attention to how you're being treated if you're working for others as a manifesting generator. Are you falling into the trap of being required to do more and more and more because you're capable of it, but you're not being remunerated for it? Now, some of you might be like, "Hey, no, it's totally fine. I get it. I love my job. I love what I'm doing, and I don't mind, having a lot to do. It's good for me." I think if you're doing the right work and the work is feeding you and you feel like you're really doing your service and you're doing what you came here to do, that might not be such an issue for you, right? Because you're like engaged with what you're doing. You're enthusiastic. You feel like you're on purpose. And then, so maybe I do more. I'm more capable, right? It's kind of like when you're on a backpacking trip and you've got a bigger, stronger person and they have a bigger, heavier pack to carry. Okay, that's okay. They're capable of doing it, right? It's not just unfair that they have it. It's that what their load is, right, is working with what their capability is. Whereas a smaller, not as strong person has less in their pack, right? I mean, they have fewer pounds and they have less stuff. And it's not unfair. It's actually working with people's capabilities. So that's one way to see these things, right? Is that you're engaged and using your capacities to the best of your ability. But, and I suspect that this is true for this person who wrote this comment, is that if you're not doing the right work, it can really rub you the wrong way, right? Especially if you're, because for a lot of manifesting generators and for this person who has all of this powerful energy, they may not be designed to be working for somebody else at all. I think a lot of manifesting generators are not designed to be working for other people, especially if you've got that 3420. So that's one thing, if you have had an experience like this person is describing, is to really look for yourself at, are you not just doing the right work, but are you in the right kind of situation? Are you in a big corporation where you're just kind of a workhorse and you're just, have to just do all this stuff? Or are you in a smaller company where you have a lot more ability to decide what you're doing, decide what the pacing is going to be, and that kind of thing, so that you have a lot more command over your time and over what you're doing? Because I think any manifesting generator, especially somebody with the 3420 and the 3536, is going to thrive when they have more independence, more autonomy, and more ability to be doing their own thing, potentially with a team, but still that where they are more in command of what they're doing. They're going to chafe against a lot of direction. Certainly micromanaging is likely to make a person like this crazy. So check that out for yourself, because I think if you find the right situation and you're doing work that really feeds you, this may not be such an issue. Okay, pitfall number 2 is being impatient with other people, and thinking that your speed makes you superior. I have met people who are like this. I actually did a reading for somebody fairly recently. She was kind of aware of this, but she was also in a place where she's like going, why is everybody so slow? She was on the younger side. And so she's still kind of dealing with exploring her world and creating who she is and all of that. And she's frustrated at the pace that it's all going. The thing is that we need to develop our ability to understand that all of the different types operate differently. People have different capacities, different contributions to make, and so on. So you want to honor your speed, but you also want to keep it in perspective. And you don't want it to become something that you feel makes you superior to other people. One of the things that you might want to unpack for yourself is that Western culture really teaches us that speed is valuable. Right? I mean, look at what's happening with our electronics. We want our electronics to be faster all the time, right? And it's like we're frustrated. We have to wait like for a minute for something to start streaming. Like we're so like kind of addicted to speed in a certain way, and so that can feed a manifesting generator's sometimes subconscious belief that they are better than others because of their speed. But they may not be aware that there's other pitfalls that go with speed. And also, just being speedy doesn't make you better than other people, because, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is manifesting generators make mistakes all the time because they skip steps. And sometimes skipping steps is awesome, and they make things more efficient. And sometimes, there's a gap where something can kind of fall apart because they weren't paying enough attention. So I just want to say, with this way that you can start to kind of elevate yourself and judge other people because they're not as fast as you. The truth is most people are not going to be as fast as you. They just aren't. But that doesn't make them any less worthy than you are. It doesn't make you superior. It makes you good at certain things, but not necessarily good at everything. Because, for example, if you are in a situation where you want to hold space for a friend of yours who's having a lot of emotional challenges, speed is not going to be helpful, right? No, patience is what's going to be helpful. So there are many situations in life where patience is going to support you a lot, and the ability to just kind of calm down, ground, and hold space for yourself too, right? Because sometimes manifesting generators are so kind of wound up that they can't, like, for example, empty their minds. They can't just relax and enjoy nature, or they can't meditate, right? Because there's just too much going on in there. So just know that speed is a mixed blessing. It's a beautiful thing. It's definitely a superpower, but it has its shadow side and its disempowered side, just like everything else. So another pitfall for manifesting generators is that people can envy you for your speed. Given what we were just talking about how much speed is really valued in Western culture, and how you are able to do things faster than a lot of people, right? People can envy you for that, but they can also make you wrong. They can find ways to judge you and try to undermine you because of your speed. And so if you brag about your speed, or you make it a big deal, or definitely if you're out there acting superior because you're so speedy, yeah, people may envy you, but they may also try to undermine you. And so you want to just watch out for that, right? Is you don't want to cultivate other people's envy. It's honestly not that hard to do because, people who understand human design, but even people who don't, who are just like, wow, how is it that you're so good at doing things like that? How do you get so much accomplished, right? Is you don't want to feed their envy, And if you are able to really understand how it's challenging for you, which is what we're about to get into even more, then you can have a more balanced relationship with other people because you're not either purposefully or unconsciously feeding their envy. And then you can step out of the way of any kind of, energetic darts that people want to send to you because they are upset that you are who you are. Okay, so growing out of this, another piece is allowing your ability to be fast to dominate you. An analogy I might give is it's more like the horse is riding you than you're riding the horse, right? If that speedy energy that you have is actually controlling you. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you've probably heard me say that if you don't manage your energy will manage you. And this is super true for manifesting generators because they do have all of that power running through their system, particularly from whatever motor is going to the throat. And so you want to get command of that. Like you want to be in charge. You don't want your energy to be in charge of you. I have talked to people, especially of the 3420, who are busy, and they are running in circles and they're not really going anywhere. Okay. And they get super frustrated and they get tired and they get exhausted because they're not in command of their energy. They don't know really how to use their energy. And if you're feeling like your speed is such a huge value because of what we were just talking about, right? It makes you more superior, or it makes you more efficient, or, it makes you better. Then you might not ever start to question it and really take a look at it and go, wow, is this really serving me? Okay, so that's allowing your speed to kind of dominate you. And then pitfall number 5 are just these different challenges that I wanted to break out separately for you in terms of managing your speed. Okay, because when you are able to actually understand this and work with it, you'll have much more command over your life. So one thing is, it's important to give yourself enough time to get clear, particularly if you're emotionally defined, which about half of manifesting generators are, or if you have a lot of the integration circuit. Now take a look at this picture of the integration circuit. The 3420 is in the integration circuit. It's not in the knowing circuit, okay? So the integration circuit is individual circuitry, and it is here to be different. It's here to bring change, and it does ask us to integrate, okay? And we need time to integrate, right? Integration doesn't happen like that. Integration happens over time. So just think about that. Like I have a lot of the integration circuit. I'm not a manifesting generator, but I have a lot of the integration circuit. And so even though I'm not emotionally defined, and in traditional human design, in the first readers that I had said, oh, you have instant knowing in the now, right? With my sacral. The truth is that I have the integration circuit. And that means that I need more time to get really clear to make the best decisions. Because yes, I can get answers in the now. I can have impulses in the now. I can be like, right? Because I also have the 34, which is, the busy gate, right? And so that can lead me to kind of do that thing that happens with manifesting generators a lot. But I have learned that if I give myself some more time just to integrate an opportunity or something that I am thinking about doing, or an invitation that has come to me, or an opportunity that I'm just finding out about, if I just give myself some time, I will make better decisions. And another thing that can happen for manifesting generators is that they cannot ask and listen to their sacral. And they can even override the guidance from their sacral because they have all of this fast impulsing energy trying to, move and find a way to express itself, and right? And everybody who's a generator needs to learn to work with their sacral and to honor the guidance that's coming from your inner being, that's coming through your sacral, right? It's your spiritual guidance, your inner knowing that's coming to you through your sacral. So whether you're emotionally defined or not, whether you have the integration circuit or not, your sacral is like your best friend. And I have talked to lots of manifesting generators who don't work with their sacral. They don't. And, part of that is not being trained, or not having somebody who taught them how to do that. There is that piece. But the other piece is that their energy is so fast that they think they can just go. But the thing is when they do that, a lot of times they're launching based on thought forms that they have. And we know in human design that we don't make decisions with our heads, right? Because our minds actually don't have the capacity to tell us if we have energy for something, whereas our sacral will tell us that. So you really want to make sure that you're definitely working with your sacral, you're asking your sacral, you're listening, and you're not overriding it. And if you practice that, it will help you to slow down a little bit. Now, the sacral can be very quick. But like I said, if you have the integration circuit, if you have the 3420, or any other part of the integration circuit, you can look at this visual that I'm giving you so that you can know what it is. Or if you're emotionally defined, you really do need to give yourself time. Because I've talked to more people than I would like who have not made good decisions for themselves because they didn't know any better. Okay? So some of my best advice for you, my manifesting generator friends, is to be humble, practice patience, value other people as well as yourself, be faster, do more when it's appropriate and you're the person who can do that and other people can't. Do your right work. If you keep getting frustrated or you keep being in situations that don't work for you, really take some time to tune in to what is it that's going to really light you up. Because we are in a situation here on planet Earth where many, many, many things are changing. And we need people who are going to be on the leading edge to create new strategies and new solutions to, stuff that's breaking down around us, right? Things that are going really haywire. And so you can be one of those people. And your speed can be a huge asset in doing that. But your right work might be in a place that's really different than where you thought it was. So I want to end by reading another comment from my YouTube channel, because I get a lot of comments because I got a lot of people asking. They say, yeah, of course I would love to follow my right work. I would love to do that, but I have to pay my bills, right? And so we can get really conditioned into believing that we can't have what we want. And I think that when we open up to the possibility, many things can become available in very surprising and synchronistic ways. So I want to share with you what this YouTube subscriber had to say. Okay. In early 2021, I saw a retweet about an online music business training academy in another country. I didn't understand my excitement and had so many reasons why the academy did not make sense for me. 1 month later, I saw a post about a Q&A session for people interested in the academy and felt the same excitement. I still had logical doubts, but the session was free, so I attended, and my excitement grew. Since I couldn't figure out where this was going, it still took a few more weeks for me to register for the academy. What started as training turned into an internship and has led to my interest in a professional certificate in an area that no one could have ever convinced me was in my cards. More than that, I've developed great friendships with wonderful people and increased the size and variety of my network, all because a tweet caught my attention. So this is what it's like to live in the world of synchronicity, where you're actually paying attention to your energy, to what you feel excited about and what you feel enthusiastic about. And if you're in a place where, you're working and you can't change it right now, that's okay. But you can still use your imagination. You can still ask those generative questions. Like, I wonder what's going to be my path out of this job that I don't like into something that I'm really going to love. I wonder what it is that I'm going to really love. I wonder how it's going to come to me. I wonder what I need to be paying attention to, right? Those kind of generative questions that really any type can ask, that's telling the universe what it is that we want so that it can start to bring it to us. Okay, that's my video for today. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to come and join me in our Becoming Sovereign Quantum Retreat Center, where we have live events and we have a whole bunch of content that is both curated and recordings of past live events. We have energetic trainings, we have Kriya practices, we have stuff on human design, all sorts of different aspects of it. And we'll be continuing to building out that community. And if you like to geek out on human design and you want to hang out with some other people who do too, come and join us. The link will be down in the description. Okay, many blessings, much love.